There will be more Trivium. There will be more
Igor.
More Igor. There will be more Ice Nine Kills.
Absolutely.
Don't worry.
Absolutely. We'll
Don't
get
worry.
you.
But
we'll
we're
get
also
you.
all going to try a few new things, too.
Yep. So enjoy
Everyone's
the ride.
going to get out of their comfort zone. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Arsenic and Espresso, a podcast where we sometimes drink coffee, but we always talk about metal music.
Yay! I am so pumped to be back recording reactions.
Me too.
I feel like it's been forever and a day.
It has.
We recorded a reaction to, what was it even? We recorded a reaction to...
Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, Joyner Lucas and I Prevail. And if you saw our last podcast episode, you'd know that we just felt like it wasn't right to post. We just didn't feel good about it. And so we sort of took a little hiatus, and now we're back. So let's see. What do we have that we're reacting to today?
We're reacting to a band called Oceans of Slumber.
All right.
They are... they call themselves dark southful metal.
I like the sound of that.
I like it too. You say that they are a modern American band from the South. We are a culmination of Southern American culture. Brooding, dark, sultry, relentless, and ever-changing. So I first heard them on Instagram mid-May, probably.
Yeah.
And I had been wanting to do this reaction. And then... the world fell apart.
Yeah.
And
put it lightly.
Yeah, to put it lightly, the world fell apart, and we did decide to take some time off out of solidarity for the movement that was happening. I'm not going to go into a lot of it. If you want to know our stance on Black Lives Matter, you can watch our previous podcast episode. We go into detail there.
I'll put a link there.
Above me.
Yep.
And so now that we are getting back into reacting, I'm excited for a couple of reasons, because I had already wanted to react to this band, but now I feel like it is a very timely reaction.
For sure. All right, well, let's just jump into it. Is there anything else you wanted to say about them, about the song itself, anything like that?
Yes, so we're reacting to a song called Strange Fruit. It is a cover of a song that was written in 1939 by Abel Marapol. And it was recorded and sung by it was written in 1937, and then it was recorded and sung by Billie Holiday in 1939. This song has gone on to be covered by numerous bands from all different genres, country, rock and roll.
I think I know the song name, but I'm not familiar with it, so I'll be excited to see if I recognize it once it starts.
Me too. And so, so the song was originally written during peak Southern lynchings that were happening, and so it's really interesting because Oceans of Slumber recorded this song back in February during Black History Month, and then they released it early May, so May 5th.
Oh wow.
So
that timing was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the timing is crazy. It's out today. They released it May 8th. And so it's really interesting, a song that was written in the late 30s, obviously being covered by dozens and dozens of bands for years, but then being covered by a band that is led by a Black female lead singer in 2020, right on the cusp of
civil rights.
Yeah, a new wave of civil rights.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's such a... we couldn't ask for a more perfect time to react to this. I think it's also very telling how history repeats itself. This song is written so long ago, and it is still relevant today.
Well, I have high expectations then.
Me too. I'm really excited.
Super high expectations. Do you know what type of band they are? Are they like metalcore? I mean, it says modern metal, so I'm assuming some sort of metalcore, but I don't know.
They are classified as progressive, goth, and death doom metal.
Oh, neat. Okay, yeah. I'm super stoked. Let's.
I'm really excited. At the end, we'll do a lyric breakdown and everything, and talk about it. But I'm really, really excited. So this is Strange Fruit, covered by Oceans of Slumber.
All right, let's get into it. And I think I'm gonna make this just a little bit bigger too.
Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the roots. Black body swinging in the sun. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. Pastoral scenes of the gallant South, and big bulging eyes and the twisted magnolia, lean and fresh, the sudden smell of burning flesh.
First of all, I didn't realize how short of a song it was.
Yeah.
It's not even 4 minutes long.
Yeah. Great voice though.
Her voice is incredible, and
amazing.
I have chills.
Yeah.
I have absolute chills, and I cannot wait to talk about the lyrics of this song. Again, I just think it's really powerful. A song that was written in 1937 is being sung by this woman in 2020. I'm pretty speechless, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think the imagery is really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The cross that they just showed, I feel like nods a little bit to burning crosses during KKK rallies and whatnot. And so like even like the candles and the flame, like it's all the imagery, even though it's like really subtle, it's also not subtle.
I also wasn't expecting like a ballad.
I wasn't either.
We'll see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah.
But I like it. We haven't really reacted to a ballad yet, so
we haven't.
Yeah. Also, he gives off Slash vibes.
Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to sough, for the sun to run, for the leaves to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the roots.
Is there more?
Like you said, first ballad we've reacted to. Didn't know it was going to be a ballad.
But also that kind of goes more into like the doom metal as well.
Yes.
I know some of it can get pretty upbeat, but I know a lot of doom metal is classified as sort of a slower. So I don't know. More than anything, I love that song. I thought that it was great, especially like you said, for the time that we're going through right now, and all of the awareness surrounding everything. But I am actually really excited to listen to more of their stuff and to kind of see what, if this is completely as far as sound goes, if this is completely off base,
Yeah.
what their normal stuff is, and they did this because of, like you said, Black History Month and all that sort of stuff, and they just wanted to make something super impactful, or if a lot of their stuff sort of has that same sort of
Has the same tone.
yeah.
I think her vocal range, I want to hear more. I wish the song was longer. I wish we heard more. I feel like they're at that like 3-ish minute mark. You really heard kind of just the very beginnings of like the full range of her vocals.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear the rest of it. And so it does leave you wanting more in that sense of like, okay, well, what else can the band do? What else can she do? Like, I want to hear more of it.
Yeah, because progressive metal's neat. They always have stuff in there that kind of surprises me. So I'm very excited to see more or listen to more of.
I know, me too. We'll definitely be doing another reaction for some of their other songs. They did just release their 4th album, their 4th full-length album, and so we'll be doing, or they're about to release it. I don't remember. So we'll be doing more reactions to their stuff for sure, because I mean, that's right up my alley when it comes to metal. I do wish the song was longer. I wish it was a little bit heavier, but I think it was, if that is a sample of what they do all the time, that's going to be my jam for sure.
Cool. I've definitely heard that song before, but I've never really paid attention to what it was actually talking about. So.
I think that's a really important point, because there are so many things in our everyday lives that do teach about our history in a really vivid manner, but we don't hear it.
Yeah.
And so we don't register that we're supposed to be learning something. Right. And so a lot of times we hear these songs, especially when it's a cover song, and you're like, oh, neat, whatever. And you just kind of move past it, and you're not grasping the full depth of like why it's important. So Strange Fruit, originally written by Abel Meeropol, sung by Billie Holiday. The lyrics are: southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant south, bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia sweet and fresh, and then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is the strange and bitter crop.
Yeah.
It is so powerful. It is so vivid is the only way I can describe it.
Well, and I think because we recently just watched the 13th, the documentary on Netflix.
Which we highly recommend.
Oh, absolutely. But something that was brought up, it was either that or maybe a conversation that we were having, but just talking about how was it even possible back in that era that lynchings and everything like that weren't only just like common, but like
a social gathering
prided upon.
Yes.
Right? Like how is that possible for a human to be so despicable, right? For lack of better words. I don't know. Like and this song definitely, I don't know, the lyrics, it definitely just kind of breathed that life into it of like, hey, let's actually take a picture of what is going on here, and bring it to the forefront of your mind so that you can realize like, holy cow, this shouldn't be commonplace. This is terrible.
It's a horrific event. I feel like this in these honestly most simple words explains what has been normalized for years and years and years. I can remember the first time seeing pictures of lynchings and being horrified at those pictures. And then over time, it was just like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
And it almost, like, my mind went numb to it, and I didn't have the same horror in when I saw those images, which that should never change. It should be horrific every time you see it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the imagery in this song, it reignites that, honestly, the horror behind these events. It humanizes what happened to these people.
Yeah.
And even again, bringing it back to 2020, over just the last 2 weeks, there have been, I believe, 6. I think there have been 5, with one lynching in particular from a while back. it's so powerful, again, for this song to have been written in the late 30s, to have been recorded earlier this year, and to have been released just 20 days, less than 20 days before the murder of George Floyd.
Yeah, it is. And I wanted to say, too, that I think part of the power, too, is this band's style. And like I said,
Yes.
I will love to see or hear more of their particular style. But to have a soulful sound, like a Southern sound in metal, is something that I'm not used to. And I think that it was
well, and if
powerful
you
for the
remember
song.
when I had my podcast episode about black metal and heavy metal, I talked about how at least American metal has evolved from jazz and blues, which evolved from the music of slaves.
Yeah, it all had that root.
You literally can't have modern metal, modern American metal, without the slavery that happened in our country. And so this is a really magnificent bridge of that, I feel.
For sure.
Like I said, it's just super powerful. I cannot wait to listen to more of their stuff. I think she is an incredible singer. And I want to hear more of her vocal range. I think the band has a really traditional, like, blues sound to it. And I really love that.
I'm hoping that carries through with other.
I hope
some
so
of their
too.
Other stuff,
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I hope you enjoyed this. We are glad to be back.
This is definitely a completely different sound than what we've had on our channel before.
So far,
but this actually brings me before we go and leave you guys to hit like and subscribe and everything. I'm really excited to start progressively going through other metal. We've talked
non-American, non-European metal.
We've talked very much about getting into more metal that is non-American, non-European, some of the stuff that is incredible music but most people don't even listen to, and it's metal with instruments that aren't usually used, right? Stuff that is native to wherever it might be coming from,
literally everywhere except the United States and Europe.
For us, because there's a lot of really cool sound out there. So I'm stoked about it. I'm stoked to be getting back into reactions and just really talking about music and breaking it down, because it's what we love to do. So
well, hit that like button. Let us know what you think of the band. If you've followed this band before, let us know. If you've never listened to them before and you decide to listen to their stuff now, let us know. I will definitely be listening to more, and I think we will have additional reactions to some of their other music. They did just release another song that I'm hoping they put a music video out for. So we'll see. There will be more Trivium. There will be more Igor. There will be more Ice Nine Kills.
Absolutely.
Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Don't worry. But we're also all going to try a few new things too.
Yep. So enjoy.
Everyone's going to get out of their comfort zone.